That is hardcore.
This is hardcore shit.
But for me, it's harder and harder to resist.
Hello, welcome to Hardcore Horror with Mike and Brigitte. I'm Mike, and I'm here with Brigitte. Brigitte, what's going on over there?
Brigitte over here. What's up, Mike? I'm so excited to be here tonight.
What's going on? What do we have? We have a guest. Tell me about the guest.
Yes, I'm so excited to talk to him. I've met him one time at a convention, a horror convention a few years ago.
Yeah.
No idea who he was. Really super down to earth, very passionate about horror and very passionate about people and just living life to the fullest. I'm super excited to just kind of hear what he has to say. So
this guy, he's done some things that some people would know, like The Walking Dead, and he was on Nashville and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, he's had a lot going on. I think probably as famous as Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be super exciting to talk to him, and I've kind of done a little research, like what all has he done? He's been in a lot of things, and he's a very inspirational. He has a very inspiring story, so I can't wait to talk to him later on. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, let's just get started talking about what we've been watching a little bit. I wanted to bring up a few little things, not much. One thing I watched was this little movie called Skinamarink.
Yeah, so that was on that movie was on our list when we were talking about horror movies for 2023. So that's one you checked off your list already.
Well, on my list, first of all, I didn't fall for the trap of it. I will say, when I heard about it and kind of saw the hype around it, I didn't go to the theaters. I didn't do what I did with Paranormal Activity. I didn't fall for the trap of it because I was like, I don't know about this. The trailer looked cool, looked creepy, but just what I could just piece together from little bits, I wasn't for sure. So I waited until it came out streaming. But have you checked it out yet?
I haven't got to watch it yet, but
okay.
So you saw it at the theater?
No, I didn't go to theaters. It's
on
now
Shudder.
It's now on Shudder. It's streaming now. And it's just one of those movies that's, I guess, love it or hate it. It's pretty much split down the middle, I guess. But it's got pretty good on Rotten Tomatoes. Not that I give much credence to that, but the thing about this movie is it's just too damn long. It's an hour and 40 minutes. Had it been like 10 minutes, I would have said it'd been pretty cool. It would have been not. And what I mean by that is there is a plot in there that's effective. Okay, the director who made the movie for $15,000. So I mean, yeah, it's going to be low budget and kind of what to expect to a certain degree there, but I do feel like there's just way too much sort of, I call it artsy fartsy shit in this movie. Mm-hmm. There's literally just still shots, and the only thing playing mostly in the background is old cartoons, but then they'll like cut it off abruptly, and I think that's supposed to be jarring, but it just gets annoying. But the thing that the director is going for is that people are scared of the dark, but you can't see much of anything about what's going on in this movie at all because it's so dark. Like I said, there are bits of, I think, interesting things to this movie. I do think that it's there, but he drags it on so long with all these still frames and just these little, ooh, look what's in the corner up in the ceiling, or the ceiling's upside down. And it's not. It takes you out of the movie, I think, as far as like any tension or anything, because it just kind of goes back and forth and back and forth. Like I said, it doesn't really have like a character-driven thing. It's not like that. There are technically actors in the movie, but mostly you hear his voices is what you mostly hear. You don't see too many people very often at all. But there is a couple of creepy scenes in it. I will give it that. There are some creepy stuff in the movie, but it's hard to sit through the hour and 40 minutes to get to those creepy scenes and say, oh, it's worth it, because you're really just sort of just hammered with this boredom. I mean, to be honest, And this is like, to me, it's like going in a museum and seeing a kid's crayon drawing and people saying it's a high art,
Yeah, it's funny. You and I talk about movies all the time, and you have a little bit more tolerance than I have, and I think it's been made pretty clear on several of our podcasts. My attention span is like basic kind. I'm not even going to say it's like a toddler's. Maybe it's a little bit better, more like an elementary school child.
Yeah.
Dude, if I'm not interested in it and it's dragging out, it's hard for me. It's really hard for me, and I hate that too. That sometimes directors, you love the idea they're doing. You love what they're doing, but they're not doing it the right way. And it can kind of, make or break a movie sometimes. So yeah. in general, I'm going to put it out there. Is this a movie that you would recommend? Go watch it, or maybe go watch the next one on your list?
For you? No, I don't recommend you watch this movie. I mean, I think you should.
No, for me, but in general.
I mean, I think you should watch it because I want to see what you say about it.
To form my own opinion. I do.
But I could almost bet that you would not enjoy this movie. But
okay.
I mean, for the average moviegoer, I do not think this is a movie for anybody like that. I think this is for the people who really, these are for the people that are in that, that movie, that documentary, The Room 420, was that documentary about The Shining?
220. Was it 220?
227?
227. Bam.
Room 227.
Yeah.
The people that watch that and try to form all these different opinions and hypotheses about what the movie's really about, this is who that movie is for. Okay? Because, you can, I guess, make whatever you want to. And half time you can't even fucking see what's going on anyway. So you can probably just imagine whatever you want. But as far as
you might as well just read a book and just have the picture in your mind. Right?
Right. Yeah. But as far as the average horror watcher, I would say this is not for you and you're not going to like it. But you got to give them kudos, man. I mean, $15,000 budget. Already made $2 million at the box office.
Yeah,
so,
that is
way to go. I mean,
yeah.
that's pretty amazing. So, but I think people they're so starved and deprived for something original that they'll go for it. Like I said, I didn't fall for it. I think if I went to the theater, paid money, sat down and watched this, I would have been pissed. I was pissed at Paranormal Activity. I would have been super pissed at this. This one is way more boring than Paranormal Activity, which is saying a lot.
I remember when that movie came out, and I feel like we've talked about this before. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, people were passing out, and it was so scary." Like, I remember watching it. I had a theater screen. This is not even in my last house I lived in. This huge theater screen, my bed, like a whole damn wall, big theater. Right. Just like in the movies, I was like, "That's it. That's what the fuss is all about. This is bullshit." I mean, I was like, but again, sometimes it's hard to go into a movie because when you hold it to high expectations, it's almost most of the time you're gonna let yourself down for failure. It's just
right, and this does play on the same sort of intentions of that movie. Like it is about the fear of the dark, because it's really about the darkness and what does scare us the most, the dark, things in the dark, the unknown. But when you don't show anything, it's like, why has anybody made a movie where it's just completely black and people are just talking? Because it doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work. So, and it's not completely dark, but you can't really see a lot of what's going on. A lot of you're just like, I think I saw something, maybe I didn't, which is kind of creepy, but it just gets annoying after a while. So I don't know. I didn't particularly like it. No, I can't say I did. I mean, I was like, and there's not enough plot really. Like there's like bits and pieces of a plot of what is going on, but you never really know, really. Which I know the unknown is, like I said, people like it, not even I do, but at some point you got to have some idea of what you're getting into. But so anyway, that's that movie. Next movie, I watched the third part of In Search of Darkness. Have you watched these documentaries?
I have not. I don't.
Oh, put everything aside. Put everything down. Scratch your list and put this at the top. Okay. This is your first thing that you have to watch from here on out. And these are long. Like the third one was like, I don't know, 4 hours long, I think. In Search of Darkness. These are horror movies of the 80s.
Okay.
it's a big documentary with a massive amount of interviews and clips and stuff from all these horror movies from the 80s. The first two came out probably a couple years ago, and then each year maybe. But anyway, this one just dropped. They're all on Shudder, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think they're all on Shudder. Really good, really informative. I mean, you who connoisseur of the 80s horror films, right? You love them.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll love this. You'll see so many movies that you've saw before, but you'll probably, if you're like me, you'll see a lot of movies that you've never even seen before. What a weird, interesting era the 80s horror movies were. And am I wrong? Don't they all kind of look the same? Like they have the same look and feel. It could almost like make them into one big movie. Like they're all
100%.
like clump them all together. They're all kind of, they can all be together in one movie. And it's weird. It's weird that they actually work. It works like that instead of being like, well, these are just copycat ripoffs and they suck because they all look the same. But they all have kind of their own little charm to them. And it all kind of works together. But when I'm watching them, I'm like, they all kind of do have that. I mean, I know the cameras, obviously, they use kind of a lot of the same stuff, I guess, at the time. And obviously, editing was, the same style and everything. But it does feel like they're all kind of like one big giant movie of slasher, of slasher.
I was
goodness.
First thing when you say they're all kind of like the same, the two things come to my mind. First thing that come to my mind. Slasher film and campy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So many it was all campy. I don't know. But it worked back then.
It did. Yeah.
It totally worked. So yeah, I'm excited.
And we have such a fondness for it, that we are constantly, going back there. I mean, I don't think they'll make a one for the 90s, as much as I like some 90s stuff, I don't think that they're going to make a document. Okay, so I think if you put them all together, I think it's over 12 hours of stuff about the 80s, which is fantastic. In Search of Darkness, you have to check those out. All right. The next thing I watched was I did a rewatch of the Dentist movies. I got the Dentist collection that came out recently.
Yeah.
Do you like those? You like those movies?
I did. I'm not gonna lie. I did like them. Actually.
They are. Even Dr. Giggles too. That came out I think a couple years before that. But the Dentist, yeah, they're just a fun. It's amazing that we haven't had any more dentist-like movies. Really, I mean, not too many out there.
It's funny because dentists to me, like, people are so freaking terrified of the dentist. I don't know why, but teeth are kind of gross to me. Whenever you see teeth in a movie, I don't know what it is about teeth, but it's kind of like, eh. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me. I'm not scared of the dentist by no means. My dentist is actually fucking fun as hell. I'm going to give a shout out to Jared, Nolensville, Mill Creek Dentistry. He's amazing, and he's a huge horror fan. So before he starts sticking the gauze in my mouth and shoot me up with needles and stuff, we talk horror movies. It's the greatest thing ever. But anyways, okay, I got sidetracked. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
The last thing I wanted to talk about real quick is a little movie called The Price We Pay that came out recently.
So that's on my list. I can't believe you've seen this before me because it's on my list.
It's by the guy who did the Midnight Meat Train.
Yeah, I know.
Director
so I'm dying to know. I'm dying to know if you love this movie or not.
I didn't love it, but it was pretty good. I had fun. It was a good movie. It doesn't reinvent the wheel. I mean, I think everything that you see in this movie you've already kind of seen before, so it's not like crazy, like, oh my god, it's so fresh. But it's fun. It is a lot of fun.
And it's funny, I keep seeing the trailer over and over and over and over again. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're spending a lot of money on advertising. So I don't know if it's building the hype, and I hate sometimes when they do that. So because it builds it up, and you're like, oh, I don't want to be disappointed. So
well, it's already out.
Yeah, it's out. It's definitely on my list. So So is it hey, I highly recommend this movie, or just check it off your list. What do you think? For me.
Yeah, I think it's, like I said, I think it's fun. So I think you should watch it. Yeah, I wouldn't say highly because I don't want to say it's great. I don't think it's great. Like I said, I mean, I didn't see anything in there that I have not seen before, but it still was good fun. Some good gore. There's a couple of scenes in particular I'm remembering that were just pretty sweet. So yeah, I think you should watch it. It's a good watch.
Awesome.
Now let's go to you. What have you been watching?
Yeah. So, my new thing is the last several weeks, I mean, I'm really in, I'm a movie collector. I haven't always collected movies, horror movies. So I'm really big in I'm hitting all these crazy shops in Nashville,
Like
surrounding
what?
areas of Nashville.
What are you
Um,
hitting?
well, today I went to Replay Toys, and Tracy has taken me to all these places that sell old records. And
Hmm.
I mean, we're traveling out like 45 minutes outside of Nashville.
Hmm.
I'm buying movies for $2, $3. All you got to do, Google it. You don't ever think to look at these things. Replay
Do you ever go to
Toys,
McKay's?
McKay's. That okay, awesome. Yes, went to
I
that
love
one like
McKay's.
a couple weekends ago, and I was like, "Holy shit! It's like a department store." I
Oh
love it.
yes,
I
love it.
love it. So in McKay's, I actually did buy a movie that this movie, and I did a rewatch of it, and I love the movie so much I bought it. It's called The Possession. About
Which one? The box?
the box, the divot box.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know why I love that movie. I feel like it's underrated. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a big possession movie type person.
Hmm.
I'm not.
Yeah.
But this one I loved. I loved it. I think I bought it for like $2 or $3.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. Another
Okay.
really good find for me. I
Hmm.
did a rewatch of this one. It's Dead Snow 2.
What? Dead Snow? You said? Okay. Yeah, yeah.
No, it's the second one. It's
Yeah, yeah.
zombie. I love zombie movies, but once you've seen a zombie movie, you got to go really extra because
Hmm.
you like all the rest of them. But this one was pretty cool. This second one, Dead Snow, it's Red versus Dead, and
Yeah. Hmm.
it's funny. It's
Yeah.
funny. I'm like, dude,
Right.
I can watch a horror movie and be like, I get all the gore, but I can also laugh throughout. That's pretty good. So that
Sweet.
was going. All right, I'm gonna throw this one out there. Last time we talked, we were talking about PG-13 horror movies,
Yes. Yes.
and I was like, "Oh, well, if it's PG-13, it's probably not a horror movie." And you're like, "Well, actually, the movies you want to see." Or
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, he just
That's
called
right.
me out. He totally did." No, no, it's cool. I went and saw the movie Megan.
Megan. Okay. How was it? How'd you think?
Well, first of all, to me, and this is just me personally.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's not hard to me. Fine, it's not. It wasn't scary at all. I'm not going to say that I didn't like it. I'm
Hmm.
not going to tell anybody I didn't like it. Was it all that in a bag of chips? Not really. Not
Okay.
really.
Hmm.
But I went into the movie not holding it to high expectations. So, and I left going, what is what it is? It's exactly what I thought it would be. It is good. It's just it's PG-13. So if you're a person that is going in that you're wanting a lot of gore and you're wanting a lot of hardcore and pushing limits, not the movie for you at
Right.
all.
Right.
But it'd be a movie that I would take my 16-year-old to go see.
Sure.
But she don't like horror movies. That's fine. So,
Right. Right.
but no, it was good. It was just like, hey, we have nothing better to do on a Saturday night, and no, it was fine. I guess at the end of the day, I'm like, holy shit. I think I'm going back. I'm going to go back to what I originally stated. Everyone has different levels of horror, but PG-13 depends what is horror. I mean,
Okay. All right. Do you have anything else that movie wise?
ooh, I mean, not really.
You sure? I want to touch on that PG-13.
Oh, good. Let's do it. I'm dying.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
dying.
So
Yeah,
so,
I'm dying. I'm like, my list. Let's talk about this.
so PG-13 horror. I mean, yeah. When it comes to my head, I go, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not good. Insidious is like the first thing that comes to my head. It's like it was done really well. It was just done really well and you didn't expect it from a PG-13 movie. I didn't at the time when I was watching it.
Yeah.
But there have been some pretty good ones, honestly. Pretty good ones, to be honest. But it's not the norm, I don't think. But let me run through some of these and see what you think about some of these.
Yeah.
The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
I wasn't a fan, so
You didn't like that one. Oh, see, I
but
like.
again, I don't like possession movies.
Well, I rarely like exorcism movies, but I thought that one was pretty good, especially since it was based on a real life case, and also it was kind of half a drama with the court stuff, but I actually like that one.
Okay.
The next one was The Fourth Kind.
I don't think I've seen this one.
Oh, you haven't seen this one? I recommend it. I like it. It tries to tell you it's real. But I don't know. Just watch it though. I think it's good. If you like alien abduction movies, this one might be down your alley.
So, is it based off a true story?
Well, I don't want to tell you whether it is or not.
Oh,
But you should watch it with an open mind, maybe, and then read about it later and find out.
okay. Okay. I'm
Okay.
going to go in backwards on this one.
Yeah.
It's worth it. I'll do it. I'll totally do it. Okay.
Yeah. But I think that was a good one.
Okay.
The Mothman Prophecies. Have you seen this one?
Yes. Richard Gere, right?
Richard Gere. Now,
Yeah. There's so much about Mothman out there. I saw the movie when it first came out, and I will tell you, I did not like the movie at all.
Okay, you hated it?
I hated it. I haven't watched it since it first came out years ago.
See, I absolutely love it. I absolutely
it's so funny.
love this movie.
I think they could have done so much better. I think they had all these great ideas, but I think they could have done so much better with the storyline.
Well, it's not really like a horror movie, but to me, it is horror because it's just so creepy.
PG-13. I'm just saying.
It is PG-13, and it's like a thriller, but the horror element is in and of itself is just the whole Ingrid Cole, that thing on the phone that calls them, and the spirit, the supernatural aspect of it all. But I really like it. Like, it's honestly one of my favorite PG-13 horror movies, for sure. Like, go back and watch it again, but really watch it. Maybe you might not change your mind. Yeah.
Maybe I should do a rewatch of it. So you know that I collect Apothecary. I'm obsessed with old super ass antique bottles. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the obsession is. A lot of them are not worth money. I just love them, and it's my thing. But I was sent a gift last year. It's a bottle, and it's got the stamp on it. It looks kind of like a whiskey bottle, and it's kind of old as shit. It was kind of sent from a fan to me. It's got Mothman. It's got his like wings and stuff on it, and it apparently come from, where is it? It's West Virginia.
Point Pleasant, yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
I always think about that. Maybe I should go back and rewatch it, and maybe I'll form a different opinion because it was when it first came out. So
yeah.
I know it. I'll totally go back and watch it again.
All right. A Quiet Place. Did you like that one?
I mean, I'm trying to remember. I'm like, have I seen this one?
A Quiet Place, where they didn't talk?
I fucking hated that shit. Yeah.
You hated that movie?
It was goofy. It was goofy.
Okay.
I thought it was goofy. Did you like it?
I liked it. Yeah, I did. I didn't love it, but I liked it.
I'm such a talker. I even went to my mom's house last night, and she was like, "You're talking my head off." I'm like, "Damn, I got a lot to say. I'm very vocal." So you got a movie where they don't talk. I'm like,
no talking.
Let's talk about it. Mike, let's talk about it.
All right. What about this one? The Birds. Hitchcock.
The what?
The Birds.
The Birds. I don't know if I've seen this one or not. Tell me, is it a movie or?
Yeah, it's a Hitchcock. Hitchcock's The Birds.
You're talking about the original Birds? You did a rewatch, or is that the first time you've seen it?
No, I'm just talking about PG-13 horror.
Have you? So I can't believe I'm fixing to give myself away. I've never seen it. I know exactly what it is.
I can't recommend it to you now.
Yeah.
I can't recommend it to you now. I don't think it would hold up for you. I don't think it holds up really, but I saw it as a kid, and it was pretty creepy when I was a kid.
Okay. Oh shit. The crazy thing is that I've never seen this. I play horror trivia, Trivial Pursuit.
Mm-hmm.
The hardest fucking thing ever. Okay, you and I are going to play this one night on a podcast, and we're going to shame each other because it is hard. Any Trivial Pursuit's hard. But my parents come over a couple years ago when I first bought this game, and My poor dad does. My poor dad. He does not like horror movies. I get my horror passion from my mom,
Yeah.
but he got an answer correct, and it was about that movie.
Oh,
It was
sweet.
about her. What was her occupation? The main character's occupation. Do you know what her occupation was?
I don't remember. Journalist, maybe? I don't know.
I think she was
No,
a
I don't.
teacher. She was a teacher.
Teacher?
I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know, but my dad got it, and he was so happy. He goes, I don't even watch horror movies. I'm so happy that I got that one right. And I was like, if my dad watched it, it might not be that scary. So,
No, yeah. I mean, it's not scary, but
it's one of those you kind of want to go check it off your list just to say you've been there and done that.
mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, like I said, watching it now through the lens of today, it's dated for sure.
Speaking of creepy, as we're having this conversation, my watch just said, I said, it's kind of creepy, and she goes, oh, really? Which one? I was like, bitch, get out of here. Get out of my business. Why are you listening to us?
That's funny. All right, I got a few more for you.
Okay.
So we're going still PG-13.
PG-13.
Or
oh, and on a side,
Clover.
anyone listening to this podcast, I want to know people's feedback. If you have a PG-13 movie that you absolutely love, I want people, when we post this out there, I want people to come and comment on it. I really want to see interaction from our listeners, and what PG-13 movie do you absolutely love that you might not think it'd be PG-13? So I'm just putting it out there. Okay, you can move on.
Right. Cloverfield.
Oh,
Yeah,
I remember this one.
Yeah. You like it? Pretty good?
Well, I can tell you, I was really hyped up about it when it first came out, and I have this.
That's some good marketing. Yeah.
I have this badass chandelier in my dining room. Bad fucking ass. But when I bought it, I thought I was getting such a good deal on it. That's because it come in all damn pieces. I put that shit together myself. I remember sitting there trying to watch this movie and putting this chandelier together, and I was so frustrated. So I can't say that I like the movie.
Yeah, could have been frustrated about the experience. Right.
Yeah, but what's his name that's in it? Is it John Goodman?
Oh, that was part 2.
That was part 2. Okay, that's the one I watched. Okay. Oh, so
yeah,
wait, are you sure? That's the part 2?
Yeah, that's Cloverfield Lane. Cloverfield is the found footage one.
Oh my God. So I'm talking about the second one. So I haven't even seen the first one then. Okay, so everyone, there's 2 movies. Note it.
There's actually 3.
Oh.
There's one called the Cloverfield Paradox. Came out.
Okay.
3
movies.
Yeah.
So anyways, I watched the second one. I didn't love it. I haven't seen it since then. So what's your take on it?
I like them. I like both of them. The first 2. I didn't care too much about this third one, but the first one's PG-13. I think the second one's PG-13 as well. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I liked it. I think it's pretty good. Found footage though, so you have to be in the mood for that. What about this one, The Skeleton Key?
I love this movie. I saw it in the movie theater. Again, it's one of those that I didn't know that it was PG-13. I had no idea.
It is PG-13. They might have came out with an unrated on DVD, but it was PG-13. Yes. Everybody that sings the praises of Get Out, go watch that movie because some very similar plot lines.
Yeah, I love it. I still love that movie today. I still love it. So that's a good one.
Yeah, it holds up. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. That was PG-13. Woman in Black was PG-13 with the Harry Potter guy.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Carriers. Yeah, I mean, I like the setting of it. I didn't love it either, to be honest. Carriers. Did you see that movie?
Nope, I'm not familiar. So you tell me about it.
Okay, so Carriers had been out a while, and I never saw it until the pandemic. All right, and holy shit, like watching it during the pandemic, yeah, it was good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Let me read the synopsis to you real quick. A lethal virus spreads globally, and 4 friends seek a reputed plague-free haven. But all the while avoiding the infected, the travelers turn on one another. Yes, I watched this at the height of the pandemic, and like I said, it had been out years. It came out in 2009, but I'd never got around to watch it. And yeah,
Oh, but it was perfect. It was like perfect timing, wasn't it?
perfect for me. So I was like, yes, I'm digging this movie. It was really good. PG-13 horror movie. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. This one worked fantastic. It's called The Ring.
Oh, so there's another one that I had no idea. Of course, it would be PG-13.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this movie. But really quick, I think that they started making movies PG-13 so 16 and 17-year-olds could go to the damn movie theater and watch a fucking horror movie without a parent's consent.
That's exactly why they do it.
Am I right about
That's
that?
exactly why they do it. Yes, absolutely.
I'm just saying. But The Ring, I love this movie. I remember I was a whole lot younger then. I had moved out of my parents' house. Oh wait, oh fuck me. I just think I might have told off my age. Don't tell nobody, okay? Top secret.
Okay.
But I remember sitting there and I had bought the movie and it was like the latest greatest thing. I watched it in my parents' house and they live out in the damn boonies. Oh no, it's out there. And
yeah.
I watched it and I remember like walking to my car and like turning around looking behind me going, is there anybody fucking behind me? But the camera angles, a lot of the shots they did in that movie hadn't been done a lot at the time, and I love the way it was filmed. It was filmed so beautifully. Isn't that funny? It's beautiful, and there's a big centipede. Oh, I'm like, it's beautiful, but no, it is. I love that storyline because I'd never seen anything like that at the time, or nothing similar to it. I don't know. I absolutely love that movie. I own it on Blu-ray. I actually own like 3 versions of it. I have it on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray. So
awesome.
I do love that movie. Second one, I think I own that
second,
one on DVD.
Second one wasn't good.
But the first one, I absolutely loved it.
Yeah. Same here. All right, I got a few more. I'll just run through these real quick, and you can comment on any if you like. But some more PG-13 horror is 1408, What Lies Beneath, Tremors, The Sixth Sense, Split, Drag Me to Hell, and The Others.
I think I've seen like all of those, but I could talk about movies all damn night long, but we don't have time for that. The one that rings a bell to me is 1408. I did not like the movie, but the crazy thing is that my best friend lived in apartment 1408 when the movie was to come out. I was like, damn, girl, you live in 1408. That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, that is wild.
But no, those are a lot of really good ones. It's actually funny thing I mentioned that movie, but that's probably the least of my favorites out of the list that you just rattled off.
So there are some good PG horror movies. I mean, it does happen. I know you weren't a fan of all those, but there are some that are really good.
There are some, but then again, when I started thinking back, I was like, oh my God, they made PG-13 horror movies just so kids could go and older. I say kids. I'm like, you're 17, 18 years old. I was watching them Children of the Corn when I was 3. Okay. So I think it's good that they did open that up for teenagers to have, they can experience different things. So, oh my God, my mom's got to come time for me to watch this shit. That's bullshit,
Well, if you look at it like this too, like back in the day, they were way more lenient about letting people go to the theaters. You could be 16, 15, go into a R-rated movie, or you could, if as long as one person was older, you could bring a bunch of younger people and they wouldn't care. But they got way stricter about that. Like 20 years ago, something like that. So, for all these teenagers that want to go see horror movies, yes, the only way that they can really go, other than the fake ID is probably to make them PG.
Isn't that crazy? I love it that you brought the fake ID up. Do you know that I remember friends that had fake IDs just so they could go and watch horror movies.
Really? Yeah, that's funny.
That was the thing. I was like, that's pretty sad actually. Most teenagers will go get fake IDs so they can get booze or whatever. No, my
Right,
friends,
right.
they want to go watch damn horror movies. That's crazy.
Oh, hey, that's
So
awesome. That's awesome.
PG-13, I that we recapped on this because it was such a big conversation. I was like, oh my God, you totally called me out. But I'm sticking to my guns. I'm sticking to my guns on this. PG-13, it is what it is. It's
what it is. Yes.
It is what it is. I'm like,
it can surprise you. It can surprise you, but not often.
if you want hardcore horror, PG-13 is not the way to go. But if you're just looking for a damn good old fashioned horror movie, hey, that's the way to go.
It can work, yes.
It can.
All right. You ready to talk to this guest?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about it. Let's bring him on.
All right, cool. Awesome. Let's do it.
So hey guys, we have Santiago Cirilo on the phone. What's up?
Hey.
Hi, yeah, baby. Hello.
Yeah, we are so excited to have you and understand like you're super busy. So thank you so much for taking a few minutes to come on here and talk to us tonight.
It is an honor, Your Majesty. Thank you.
So what's up, Santiago? What you got going on? What are you working on right now?
Well, I just finished filming a TV show for ID Channel, Investigation Discovery, and I'm out here in St. Louis for Trans World, which is a big horror Halloween convention for a lot of like owners that own haunts and haunted attractions. They buy their equipment, they buy, they buy off special effects people. I mean, you name it, vendors, all that deal. It's a special thing for you call the big wigs of the industry that fly from all over the world to come here.
Very cool.
Dude,
Very
that
cool.
sounds like the best time ever to me in my mind.
And I am sponsored by Scared City Haunted House out of Jonesboro, Arkansas, which I am making a 3-movie picture with them, horror related. The first one is Slaughtery. It will be out later this year. We're doing Slaughtery 2, and we're doing some other stuff, another movie. And it's funny because it's a haunted house out of Jonesboro, and the guy that owns the company decided to do production because he does special effects stuff for movies and fellow attraction people and stuff. So yeah, he met me at a convention. He goes, "Hey, you're Santiago from The Walking Dead." Hey, I know that.
Oh, that's
so
cool. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's good. It's good stuff.
Do you get that? Do you get that a lot? Hey, I know you from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I get it a lot. It's weird because I live near Nashville. I have a farm out in Nashville, just land. We sharecrop it out to fellow farmers, but I don't really go anywhere. I just stay in because I travel about 8 or 9 months out of the year.
Sure.
So yeah, I just stay home. But when I go out, everybody's, "Hey, aren't you?" Or "You look like you're somebody on TV." I get all the little things, and I just deal with it because it's cool. It's all, I worked hard for it, and it's an honor because those are the people that pay my.
Yeah. So how your name kind of come up? We're always looking for new people to bring on the podcast, and how your name kind of like come up to my attention was we had probably a couple months ago, we had a couple featured on here as guests. It's Kevin and Mel. And they were like, "Hey, Santiago," and I was like, "I know him. Like, I think we've met before." And I was like, "Sure enough, I think we met at a convention at Conu a few years ago." And you've been in some of Flickering Candle Productions films. And
Yes, Dead Start, yes.
Yeah, I worked with them a little bit. And so I started kind of reading your backstory, and you have such an interesting backstory of how you started. And I kind of want you to tell that tonight, because it was so intriguing. I just kept reading and reading. I was like, wow, he's so passionate about what you do. So, but I want you to come, tell it for those that don't know you. Can you kind of tell us how you got started and your passion? Where'd it come from?
Man, I'm always the class clown when I was a kid. I was raised in Lorain, Ohio. I was born in Puerto Rico, raised in Lorain, Ohio. And I was a class clown, man. I was bullied a lot. I used the depression, the anger and all that to just, fight back through comedy. And I was always that point where people always say, "Man, you're going to be on TV one day," whatever, But I didn't have that big push, that big supporting push, because I was very poor. I was, I was digging in trash cans when I was in dumpsters when I was 9 years old to find toys, collect aluminum cans to make money, always doing things. I had a rough life. My mom, had cancer and still working and supporting 6 boys and a young lady, my sister, in a 2-bedroom duplex. My father was an alcoholic, but, I grew up very young, and my ambition was at first is to be in criminology. Went to college in Columbus, totally blew my education up because I was smart as hell, but then I felt like, man, I'm in college and I'm new, and people, I can be popular. I don't have to be bullied, all that stuff. So I kind of blew my money and forgot about education. And here comes this recruiter. I'm sitting in the university in Columbus, and this recruiter comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, you got a light?" So I joined the Army, was in the infantry. So yeah, and I ended up in Tennessee and Kentucky, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, 101st Airborne. Served my time, was getting out. A buddy of mine at that time that got out early to me couldn't adapt. He was battling bad PTSD, so he went back in. At that time, he was working for Gibson Guitars. And pretty much Gibson said, okay, they were like, okay, so you get out, William, and we'll let Santiago in. So I go in there, and the aspect of a soldier, I couldn't connect real quick with society. So I was getting them, hey, you're making people look bad, you're going too fast, you need to slow down, this ain't the Army. I was in charge of sanding down guitars for prep, for paint. If you didn't know, Gibson is literally the #1 kind of guitar on the planet.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure even people who are not into music know the Gibson name. That's a pretty big name. Man, that's so awesome. It's so inspiring to me. After reading, you worked really hard to get where you're at today, and I love reading it. There's all kinds of bios out there, and I love reading and trying to get to know you. And so, and I thought you lived in Tennessee. I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah.
I
live in Pleasantville, Tennessee, between Nashville and Clarksville.
Oh, okay. So you're out there close to the military base then, huh?
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course. I'm about 20 minutes from 101st Airborne and about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
We live out in the outskirts, out down yonder.
So I have questions for you, and I'm sure Mike has some too. So, our podcast is Hardcore Horror. We love extreme horror movies. And obviously, I'm pretty sure you love horror movies as well. Is there any genre? What's your favorite genre? Are you into extreme movies? If so, what's your favorites? Throw some stuff.
I highly recommend people to go watch Terrifier and Terrifier 2. That's how much I love horror.
Dude, no, we're both oh God, 100%.
Yeah, man. I freaking, I have friends that work in the industry. Well-known people, Felisa Rose, Kane Hodder. All these guys are my buddies and good people. And it always goes back to independent films, independent horror. These guys, it's about telling the story. It's not about hiring a freaking person at, $12 million actor to tell a story, to sell a ticket. You can tell a story. Think of, all these great people, Johnny Depp, Kevin Bacon, all these people that started in independent horror before their names. And the reason why they made it is because of the impact of a storytelling, like Friday the 13th, Halloween, all them great things. And we forget about it. We're in CGI world. We're away from the whole original makeup and special effects, that people used to make, scars out of toilet paper. And it looks like somebody's face is ripped off, all that love for horror. That's back in movies, The Terrifier, Terrifier 2, all that, which they are way better than the overpopulated, overworked, overused merchandise horror movies that sell a mask, that sell a shirt or whatever. Like Halloween ends and kills. That was freaking horrible. Horrible.
Yeah, we definitely didn't. I didn't like Halloween Ends either. I'm with you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think we're all on the same page here, and I'm giving you kudos right now because Mike and I talk about this. Go back and listen to our podcast over and over and over again, how much we love independent horror films because of the passion behind it and the hard ass work. And you can take some cotton balls and some fake blood and make it look like guts and just do the craziest shit no one would ever believe, and we just love that. We love that part of it. It's fun.
I did a movie, Slaughtery, and we all did it together. I was the actor, I produced, I helped the crew. I mean, all this stuff, you know, and we fucking bought a cheap ass eyeball at a Halloween store, local guy, put a little toilet paper and everything. And the scene was me gouging a woman's eye out of her socket, and it looked amazing.
Oh, kudos to you.
Like,
We're going to go look it up afterwards, so stay tuned. Yes, that's so awesome. Did you for special effects, like, even I am trying to teach myself how to do like makeup and special effects, and there's definitely an art to it. Takes a lot of practice. Did you just get out there one day and be like, oh look, I got to do this, or did you really put a lot of thought behind it, or you just was like, oh, I'm gonna do it, I'm just gonna throw all this shit together?
No, it's actually just learning. You know, when I started acting, you know, watching a commercial at this law firm, is like, you want to be an actor? I'm like, okay. So I used my GI Bill, did the classes, did, you know, couple years, learned the business. And my main thing was, how do I get to tell my stories? Because I was already like daydreaming and writing stories and the horror movies and all that, and never thought I was getting horror movies, because I started out doing Hallmark movies, Lifetime movies, ID Channel, Snap, all these crazy stuff. And I'm filming a mini series for Fox in Louisville, Kentucky. And my agent calls me like nuts, going, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like, what? She goes, you're on The Walking Dead. And I'm going, The Walking what? And she's like, you don't know what it is, you know? So Walking Dead introduced me to the horror and broke me in even more.
Right.
So that was your first.
People,
that was your first horror. That was your first like horror anything as an actor.
Yeah, because everything was suspense, thriller, mystery, you know, all that a real life drama stuff. My first ever gig in global TV was Fox for America's Most Wanted. So a special edition 2-hour event, and I was the lead villain in there, you know, and portraying the lead villain, that is, the bad guy. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy, you know. And then, you know, when Walking Dead happened, I grew up watching George Romero. I grew up watching other zombie movies as comedy mixed with horror. You know, after George Romero, there was like the movie Zombie. Everything else was zombies were a joke, you know. So I didn't know the term walkers or never watched Walking Dead. And I'm going in this set going, holy shit, what the fuck, you know? And they're explaining me the secrecy, you know, me signing in as secret person here, a secret person here. Then I go with the main cast. I bumped into Andrew Lincoln, think he was security, you know. I mean, just fucking nuts. It was nuts, you know. I didn't know none of these guys. I'm on this motorcycle. People are like, you can't get on. That's Daryl's bike. I'm like, who the fuck is Daryl?
Who's like Daryl? I think it's gonna be my favorite quote of the night. Who's Daryl?
That's funny. Yeah. so what
literally,
about
now? They loved it.
Did you go back and
what was that?
Everything? I said, what about now? Have you went back and rewatched it all? Yeah.
You know, what's crazy is I never watched it. So when I got on set and they knew that I wasn't a fan, that I was an actor actually working. So we were, you know, I was celebrating Chandler Riggs' birthday on set with his family and talking about movies, all of us, you know, talking about regular life stuff. And they're laughing sometimes because, you know, anyway, because they knew that I don't know who the hell they are. Except for Scott Wilson. I used to watch Scott Wilson in the 70s shows with my dad, like Beretta, you know, Streets of San Francisco, all the classic shit.
Sure.
And so there was one time where I went to work, and I worked on the set for a few months. So I go to work and everybody's crying, and I'm going, what the hell's going on? What's going on? And they're like, they're killing Herschel. And I'm like, Herschel?
Yeah.
And Scott smiles. I was like, is that your character? You know? And he's like, yeah, they're making a big mistake. It's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't know how big it was, you know? So when I saw all the actual practical effects, you see green screen, of course, but there's so much practical effects, these special makeup artists, these trailers full of these actors spending 5 to 6 hours in makeup and delivering the story and all that. You know, and then I get on the screen, I get my role, and I'm on Rolling Stone magazine. I'm going all over the globe. You know, I have maybe 300 people on social media as friends, and then I air and stuff gets posted everywhere, and I get over 2,000-3,000 requests for fans or friends, and it just blew up so freaking fast to the point where I was just like, hold on, what's going on here? And then agents, everybody reaching out to me, wants me to sign autographs. People are getting paid to travel overseas to come see me and all this shit. And I'm going, whoa. So I decided to slow my mind and said, I'm going to stay real. I'm going to stay grounded. That point, a lot of independent filmmakers reached out to me. And I remember Friday the 13th. I remember all that. So I started doing it. I started doing it all, and it got me into horror, introduced me to the paranormal world. I mean, it is unreal how much it grew.
Oh man, and sky's the limit with horror. That's what I love about it. I mean, there's so much to it. So you had no idea like what you were getting yourself into when you went and auditioned for Walking Dead. Like, were you even familiar with Nicotero? I mean, were you familiar?
No, I work with Greg Nicotero's friends that work with him and everything. I remembered his name, you know, all that. And then when I met Greg, I was like, you're Greg, right? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, hey, my buddy so-and-so, da-da-da. He goes, yeah, I know them cats. Yeah, you know, and we started talking normal. And they were like, you know, like Santiago's like Julio, you know, they're calling me Julio. And it was just so cool. And when I get out from doing all this, you know, of course, I get a crazy amount of auditions for other work and whatever. But the independent horror, man, it just reached out. They're like, I did this in a haunted elementary school in Ohio, and I'm all about it. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to sleep here. Don't give me a hotel. I'm sleeping here. So I'm sleeping here off and on for 3 months. The cast and crew are like, we're doing the same thing. Santiago's sleeping there. They all get thrown, scratched. They get trailers. They get hotels. They flip out, and I'm sleeping. Baby. You know, and then when the movie's done, we take it to film festivals. It gets picked up in New York. It goes on freaking in all over film festivals. Rob Zombie, my buddy Michael Graves, who was a leader, singing leader of the Misfits.
Yeah,
you know, and they were like, dude, I saw your fucking movie, dude. I mean, and they're in California and Texas. Rob Zombie's, you know, pitching it high, and we get awards for best movie. And this is like movie we filmed for maybe $8,000.
Nice.
$8,000. And we freaking, I have it in New York. You have it in getting trailers on Times Square, Texas, New York. Tubi's on it. Amazon Prime's on it. Now the sequel is out, just came out a couple of days ago with Vernon Wells in it. And I just got hired for the third movie. And it's like, you know, that's just one comparative. I just did a movie with Eric Roberts, a horror movie with Eric Roberts. I did a movie with a guy from HBO, independent movies.
Right.
And, you know, that the streaming platform has opened the market again to us, quote unquote, B movies on Blockbuster shelves. And people are grabbing them again. They're just grabbing them.
I love it. I love it. Well, we support it all day long, don't we, Mike?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
So I have another question for you. I told you, I'm like, I'm not going to throw 100 because I do have 100,000 questions for you, but I'm going to limit down just to a few. So I'm dying to know, what is your favorite horror movie?
My favorite horror movie?
Yeah. No pressure or anything.
It is. Oh no, it is a movie called Zombie.
Just zombie. That's it. Just zombie.
Zombie. It is a horror, creepy ass movie called Zombie that I watched, and it is like classic story of a person to watch a horror movie. I was at a drive-in where they still had the mics that come through the window, and then it was my dad's station wagon with wooden panels on the side, the luggage rack on top, and I'm sitting on top of it watching and scared to death. Scared to death. That's my movie.
We're talking
TV
about
movie?
Fulci, right? That's Fulci. We're talking about Fulci, the director?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Have you seen this
So
one,
I
Mike?
would
Have you
say-
seen this one?
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
It is classic. It's classic. I still have the VHS of it and everything. You know, it's still weird. The cover's a guy with a zombie with maggots coming out of its eyes and missing teeth and all that. You know, and then, you know, as TV movie, just scared the shit out of me to the point where I was wearing freaking garlic around my neck, freaking going to sleep with freaking scarves and praying and doing everything is Salem's Lot.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, that's like one of my favorites from way back.
Yeah.
It's funny. My favorite thing, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there that my boyfriend tried to surprise me. I'm on a boat kick. I want a damn boat, right? Wanted a boat.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, we're gonna get out. We're gonna go shopping for the day." This is today, earlier. It's on Facebook. It's so the worst thing ever. Baby, you remember you wanted that boat, right? I was like, yeah. He goes, well, I got you a surprise. And I was like, oh my God, you got us a boat. Dude, it was a big thing. He was filming it, and no, he bought a hearse. He bought a hearse sitting in my damn driveway, like right now.
That's funny. And those are celebrating.
I think you've worked with him too. He was also on Dead Starts, Tracy West. It's fun. It's so funny.
Oh my God,
dude! I was like, you bought a hearse? Like I wanted a boat. I'm like what? What just happened?
That's
out the window like a long time ago.
Yeah, you got somewhat of a canoe then. I don't know.
You're right. That's so crazy.
That's awesome.
Mike, do you have any questions for him? Because I'm going into what's your favorite horror movie? I just told him my story about the hearse today. I think I'm still kind of in shock by that one.
I've got a little thing called quotes.
Yeah, let's do quotes.
Oh shit.
So that's my thing. Is I'm always rattling off movie quotes. So Mike was like, hey, he's gonna it's a game we play. He's gonna throw out some movie quotes, but it's harder than what you think it would be. So you and I are gonna do it together, and we're just gonna see who can get it first. If we can get it.
Lose.
So Mike's tough. Mike is tough, dude. He's gonna throw some hard ones out there. So that's your warning. Just saying.
Okay, so we're gonna do 5 of these. Now here's the theme. The theme is PG horror. So think PG.
Okay.
These are not R-rated horror films. These are all PG. All right.
Okay.
You ready for number 1? Here we go.
Yeah.
All right. It's honey, we're in the living room. We need you to kill a spider.
Arachnophobia.
There you go, man. That's it.
I was like, I think that's like a quote that I just said like last week, actually. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, my wife is scared. She screams like murder, and it's like a tick kind of spider. Kill it.
Right.
Kill it. I didn't know what arachnophobia was.
Universe.
Yeah. All right, here we go, guys. Number 2.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
It's not the house that's haunted. It's your son.
Ooh, in this PG movie.
It's not the good
PG.
son, is it? Isn't that Good Son?
No, it's not it.
That's the house that's haunted. That's familiar.
Yeah.
PG movie.
So it's apparently about a child that has issues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's something wrong with Brandon. Is that the name of a movie, or did I just make that up?
Sounds like it should be. So,
No,
but
I think that's the name of it. Or something.
What's
but that's not it. It sounds like.
It ain't the Michael J. Fox one, is it?
No. Mm-mm.
No.
It's newer than
God.
it's. They did 4 of these, 5 now, going on 5 of these movies.
Oh,
four of them. Nope.
Oh man, I thought it was
5 of them.
Well, yeah, I think.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're working on the 5th one right now, but they did 4 already.
Whoa! What the slam hell?
Okay, one more. We need a hint, Mike. I'm like one more, but you haven't given us a hint yet.
It can't be Adamyville. It ain't Adamyville's where they are.
So they go into the Never. I think they call it the Never. I want to say that's what they call it.
The Never.
Oh, it's Insidious.
Insidious.
Yes, dude. It
Oh my God! Insidious class. I love it. Every fucking one of it.
I do.
And they're doing another one. Yes.
I'm pissed at myself that I didn't get that one because but we talked about this. I love the first and second one. I wasn't real into them kind of after that, but the writer director tied the first 2 so well in together. Love it.
The story, the way they tied them all is what I hooked on. I mean, I watch it and watch them, and I'm like, oh my God, they're hooking. I remember this from the first. I mean, the knock on the door. You know, those shit that's happening on the knock on the door to the 3rd one. You're like, yeah, you got me. Take my fucking money.
Kudos to them. That was a good one, Mike. It was a good one.
All right, here comes number 3. Ready?
Ready.
Number 3. Daddy, there's a woman outside, and she's not touching the floor.
That is...
The
Oh shit!
It's not that one. Not the Nicole Kidman one.
No, it's not that one.
Okay.
This one's a little trickier, I think. So I'll give you a little bit of backstory.
It ain't Conjuring. It ain't Conjuring.
No. It's got 2 feral girls in it. 2 feral young kid girls.
Damn it! The first thing I go to is The Shining, but that's in a hallway. It's not outside.
Yeah, that's Shining. Yeah, that's.
But they weren't outside, so there's a girl outside and she's floating. She's not on the ground.
Oh my God! No, I can't think of anything.
We've got an uncle that takes care of these girls, that finds them and takes care of them, and his girlfriend is kind of a punk rock chick. Plays bass guitar.
Mama.
Mom, I've never seen that one.
That's a good one. I haven't seen that in forever. I'm so glad that I got that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes, I love that movie. Okay, Santiago, write your list down. You've got to check that one off your list. It's actually pretty good.
Right,
Mom, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, Mama. Okay. All right, number 4. Here we go. This one should be easy, I think. Number 4. I think she's starting to suspect something. Who? Your wife.
Oh, why is that? Damn it. Why is that something? Damn, you're good at this shit.
Yeah, she's starting to suspect something. Who? Your wife, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It sounds like something more from like Days of Our Lives or something.
It's fucking soap opera.
No.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Halloween edition.
Here's a big hint. They parodied it. They did a parody of it in, I think, Scary Movie 2.
I'm not really big on.
Oh, is it Scream?
Okay.
No,
is
it Scream?
They parodied Scream in part 1. No, this is part 2. They just parodied this little scene right here.
I don't watch the spoof movies, so
I think
wouldn't know.
She's starting to suspect something. Who? Your wife. Had 2 big name actors in it. It was a ghost story. It was about a guy who buried a girl underwater.
I know. I forgot the name of it. Damn it! I'm so pissed at myself right now that I can't get it. Is it the?
That ain't that Harrison Ford movie.
What's it called?
No.
Yeah, what's it called? Santiago?
Oh my God. Oh my God, the Harrison Ford movie. What was it? Oh shit.
You're hot. You're hot.
Is he on it? Is he on it? Because I was thinking, what's the guy's name that was
Because he was accused. He was accused of killing his wife, and it was not his. I mean, he was accused of killing this chick, and it was his wife that did it.
There's a bathroom. There's a tub on the poster.
Yeah. Oh my God. Damn it! What is the movie?
Bridget, you got anything?
I'm so can you just go ahead and say, is that a Harrison Ford movie or no?
It is a Harrison Ford is in it. Yes.
Is there another big name actor in there? Male?
Yes. No.
And is it the Cape Fear guy?
I don't know about another big name.
No. It ain't Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro's
like the one with the water, like the What Lies Beneath or the Under the Water.
It's Michelle Pfeiffer.
Is it?
Michelle Pfeiffer's she's the killer at the end. I'm saying the movie.
It's not What Lies Beneath, is it?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Oh.
What? That is it.
I can't believe I come up with that. I can't.
There's people screaming like, "Oh my God! Thank God!"
Oh my God! I kept thinking for some reason I kept thinking it was I can't believe that shit just come out like word vomit. I actually thought it was like for some reason I saw this in the movie theater, so I should have got that shit right away.
Yeah,
but it's a little older. I've deleted some brain cells since.
Yeah. That was about that was 2000. So it's been a while.
I was gonna say, don't tell nobody my age, Mike. Come on, Dan. That was just a few years ago. What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. I'm just fucking.
Here we go. This is the last one. Now listen. Now remember, it's PG-13. This one's a little bit more obscure though, so it might be a little bit harder. Here we go. I think we can assume that these entities are more advanced than us. Why don't they just come right out and tell us what is on their minds? Well, you're more advanced than a cockroach. Have you ever tried to explain yourself to them?
All right, that was pretty long, so you're gonna have to roll. You're gonna have to one more time, okay?
Oh, sure. I think we can assume that these entities are more advanced than us. Why don't they just come right out and tell us what's on their minds? You're more advanced than a cockroach. Have you ever tried to explain yourself to one of them?
Okay.
Oh my goodness. DMC. I am thinking, God, I'm going old, and it's horror, and I'm going, why does it think like Cocoon? Why am I thinking Cocoon? Like, let's see. What the hell?
I think you're on a good start. I think I don't know it off the top of my head, but sometimes it takes me a minute. It's I feel like I think he's on the right path with the artificial intelligence thing, am I right? Am I on the right, are we on the right path?
Artificial intelligence?
Yeah.
Could be. Yeah, it could be. Yeah. It's kind of unexplained. Really.
No. That's not Predator. It can't be Predator.
No, it's not Predator.
I would know Predator. I don't think that's that one, but
no. Let me see.
Entities more like maybe possession wise, like Conjuring and stuff.
Okay, so this one came out in 2002. It wasn't a big movie. That's why it's a little obscure. Like that's why it might be a little bit harder. So it's about something that kind of like a Bigfoot. Think about like Bigfoot, but it's not Bigfoot. But something that sometimes is supposedly seen around the world, especially in certain areas.
Kind of like okay, so it's
here a few years ago. There was a lot of sightings in Chicago.
Oh, okay. It's
in Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago sightings.
Yeah, like reported sightings of this in Chicago.
And it ain't Chupacabra.
No, it's not Chupacabra.
Dude.
There is another place. There's a place in Virginia. There's a place in Virginia that's.
Well, that's Mothman. That's Mothman.
All right, Mothman. What?
Prophecies.
Prophecies.
Is that it?
Prophecies.
There you go. That's it.
Was that it? That's so like Mothman movie. Richard Gere, right?
Richard Gere, and yes, and that's. I think it's fantastic. Yeah. And it's
to be very protective and let you know, Bridget got the last two because of me. Because of me.
Yeah, you get the assist on those for sure. All right, guys, that's quotes.
Dude, that's awesome. That was some of those were kind of hard. I'm grateful. Sometimes it takes a minute for that light bulb to go off, But
sure,
it's Mike, you and I, we love horror movies, so you're watching them all the time, and you're soaking in all this information, and sometimes it takes a minute to kind of go back and get that. But yeah, no, those were really good ones though. Mothman Prophecies, love it. Love it.
Yeah, I'm thinking he was gonna do something, I'm here to chew bubble gum, like kick ass, they live.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you have anything else for Santiago, Mike?
I think that's all I got, man.
Yeah, that's cool. But dude, we know you're working. We really appreciate you coming on and talking to us.
Yeah.
I know you're getting like a break, I'm sure, and I know how much work it is. It's
actually, I'm just sitting here. I'm about to go into a party I have to show up to. It's called the Dead Man's Concert. So everybody dresses up like zombies, and people are live bands, and I'm one of the celebrity guests. So it's like I meet and greet for a little bit, and I'm gonna go to my Airbnb and crash. So I mean, it's all
Pretty
good,
cool.
but yeah, it's fun. It's fun,
You're not dressed up like a zombie right now? Are you?
I'm actually just relaxing because I had like 3 production meetings. Because when people follow me to talk to me, even though I'm like, yeah, I'll wait till I get home, and then these producers will come around out of nowhere and like, hey, remember me? We talked on the phone. I'm like, oh my God, dude, you drove an hour to see me just to pitch a script. I mean, damn. But so yeah, I just do like meetings and everything. It is pretty big, like I said, I got the company we keep with Eric Roberts coming out. One movie called Devil's Hollow that got great reviews by Hugh Jackman, Octavia Spencer, the writer that created Face Off, and I mean it's done by HBO Max, Chris Easterly. And that's right now it's playing at the Man's Theater in LA, and it was just at the Soho in New York City. So they got distribution, so it's coming out. I got this mini series horror movie that I produced. It's called Searchers. We're pitching it through Netflix. It's an 8 episode series. The movie Slaughtery, it's in post-production, almost done. We had to take a break because of COVID, so we had to do a lot of things. And now I'm filming, getting ready to film Comanche Project, which is a movie by Rashad Santiago and Rick Prince, both contestant and winners on Sci-Fi's Face Off. I worked with them on Beast of the Water, which is on Paramount Plus right now. And we're doing called the Kiamichi Project in Oklahoma. Story of Bigfoot, actually more than one Bigfoot. We call them Big Feet if you want, whatever. horror movie, that. And then I'm getting ready to do Smoke, which is a story of a guy that's half ghost and half human. It's a horror movie based off the Black Knights and lichens and demons and a whole bunch of other things that we're going to be shooting in Florence, Alabama. And we actually filmed the majority of stuff in real haunted facilities, which this one, the pilot's going to be in Old Paulding Jail in Paulding, Ohio. That's been on History Channel. It's like one of the most haunted places in the planet. And I want to sleep there, but we're going to actually film a TV show. We take the real story of this haunted place and we make it a horror story. And we give credit to these people like, hey, if you want to know the true story, go to these places. Because a lot of these haunted facilities don't get funded. They do paranormal haunts and investigations, and the state wants to tear them down to build Airbnbs. And a lot of these owners want to keep the history alive. So that's what we're doing. We're going to film it there. We're going to make our own story, like Supernatural meets Nightmare on Elm Street. And then at the same time, we're going to tell people, hey, come here if you want to know the true story. And it's almost like increasing like tourism and helping all these small business haunted facilities out.
Awesome. That's
Dude,
very cool,
I
man.
love it. It is so amazing. So last question
Yeah.
for you, because I know you got things you have to do, but for all of our listeners, so where can they find you at? Like, are you you're out on social media, so where can they find you guys?
Yeah. Social media everywhere. TikTok, all that stuff. Facebook, I do a thing called the High On Nation. I got a podcast, High On Nation Motivation. Is for people that are dealing with PTSD, depression, suicide, addiction. That's me motivating your life, telling you you're worth to live. You have your soul is needed in this planet. I do a lot of things. We call ourselves the High On Nation. We do a lot of things on Facebook and so forth to motivate people. Follow your dreams, be you, never give up, and let people know, yeah, people might bully you, but that's a whisper to compare the power of energy that you have in your soul that you could deliver, then not just give smiles, but show a lot of love to this planet. And I am a suicide survivor. Try to kill myself 5 times. So check out my story. Check out what I do on Facebook and all social media, and pass the word around, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll check it out.
I got books too. I'm an author, horror author.
Okay.
And I got a book called A Veteran's Homecoming, both on Amazon, over 6 stars, high ratings. If you love horror, you will love Zombified Book 1, The Headhunter. Book 2 comes out on Valentine's Day. I actually wrote it like 4 years before the pandemic, and it starts with a 2020 pandemic. So It's pretty cool stuff for you horror fans. It's like me introducing our monsters of yesteryear through zombie blood, vampires, gargoyles, Frankenstein, a whole bunch of stuff. So you'll enjoy it. You will enjoy it. And A Veteran's Homecoming is to help people out there. It's a really good story. If you're going through depression, going through hard times, not just as a veteran, but other people out there, young or old, go get the book. You'll see that you're worth living in this life.
Oh man, I love it. And so
Very cool.
inspiring. And like I said, your story is very inspiring to me. And I really appreciate you. We appreciate you coming on. And
Yeah.
And for those of you out there, he said it's dropping on Amazon. His book is dropping on Amazon Valentine's Day. So for the horror fans, you want the perfect Valentine gift.
Sounds like a great one. Yeah.
That's out there.
Yeah, baby. Thank you so much, both of you, man. Mike, Bridget, you guys are fantastic human beings, man. I love you guys. I'm happy. But Mike, man, you got to make them damn trivia shit easy, dude. You hurt me. You hurt me.
No,
you made Bridget look like a superstar.
All right, next time easier. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. Well, man, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. Like, we'll put it out there when our podcast gets out. And thank you again. We appreciate it. I hope you have a good night. And man, we're looking forward to all the things you got going on, for reals.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all. You guys are fantastic.
Okay.
Absolutely. All right, man. Take care.
Awesome. Thanks.
Oh yeah.
All right. Wow. Santiago, man. He's full of life. I love it.
Oh my God, me too. And damn, he is busy. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, geez. So many projects. So much going on. Like it's so cool that you get one project and it just goes. It's kind of
open a door and it just opens up more doors.
Yeah. It's really weird. Like sometimes you don't see it. You don't know that it's happening until it's already gone. And I'll tell you, sort of like with my movies, I put the trailers and stuff out for all of my movies and stuff. And back in the old days, like a few things would pick them up and here and there. And, it kind of get a little bit of a push, but not too much, But we came out with a trailer for Ovulation. And for some reason, like a couple of the, I wouldn't say bigger ones, but like just a couple of different ones picked it up. And I don't know how they found it or what, but they picked it up. And for some reason, it kind of went viral for a little bit. And I started there was like this weird time period where I started seeing like it was like overseas and like in different language and stuff. They were like sharing this video for ovulation, which was so
Dude,
weird.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's kind of amazing at the same time.
Yeah, it's so weird. I mean, it didn't happen again with any of the other ones like after that, but like that particular one, and it's just because like somehow I got in the right place at the right time, you know. So yeah, that's kind of the luck of the draw. But he's got it. He's got it going on. He's on fire. So very cool.
Yeah, dude, I love it. Love it.
Yeah, well, that's all I got for you tonight.
Man, that's all I got for you. Oh, one last thing I'm gonna talk about.
Okay.
I know we've already recapped all our movies during everything.
Yeah.
I've been watching documentaries a lot. So
Uh-huh.
every week I'm probably going to have a new documentary. There's one that I watched that I was like, I'm just going to watch this during dinner. And no, I was obsessed. There was 2 episodes. I was obsessed. I had to watch the second one. It was on Investigation Discovery called The Clown and the Candyman.
Oh, sounds good.
So when you think of a killer clown, like real life, because it's
Gacy.
yeah.
Gacy.
So the Candyman, this is what I was intrigued by. So we all know there's a Candyman movie out there.
Sure. Yeah. Right.
Whatever. I never knew that there was a real serial killer. I think he had 27 victims. They were all boys, pretty much identical to Gacy. They were exactly around the same time. But I love this documentary because things that I didn't know and no one knew, because the internet didn't exist back then. But there was a whole international sex trafficking ring, and they were so there's a lot of victims of Gacy and Candyman that they never identified the victims, but they were in this sex trafficking national thing. And oh my God, I got so sucked into this documentary. So I would recommend it. I like to kind of throw documentaries in there, and
sure.
I think I think we're horror, so but that's real life horror. So
yeah, it's definitely right there with it. It's adjacent to what we watch, the genre. You know, it's adjacent to the genre. Yeah. One more thing, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, Santiago got me thinking about, he was on The Walking Dead. Of course, The Walking Dead's over now. You know, they got some spinoffs coming, but, The Walking Dead's kind of over. But, but by its run, I think a lot of people had kind of the Walking Dead fatigue. You know, they kind of got like, I know a lot of people stopped watching it, for like a few seasons back. They're just kind of like, done with it. I watched every one of them. I did love the series, but it's kind of weird because as soon as this zombie apocalyptic show is over, we get a new one, and this new one is called The Last of Us. Have you seen this show?
I haven't. Where's this at? Where you?
It's on HBO.
Okay.
HBO Max. So it's from a video game, and I have not played the video game, so I don't know what really all it entails, but it does sometimes play out like a video game. Like I can see scenes where it was like, this looks like it could be from a video game for sure. And I think the first couple of episodes, people were really like heralding it as like being very much like the video game. But it is the same premise. Like it's apocalyptic. It's about, they're like kind of zombie like creatures in there as well. So we're kind of like, we went straight from one to another one. So like people were fatigued by this one, but they're like, okay, singing the praises of this new one that just came out. But it was a video game first, and that leads me to one other thing. So I did start playing some video games. My girl's got a Nintendo Switch recently, and so I picked up a game, a horror game. It's called Outlast, and I like I said, I'm old school. I haven't played horror games. I know they've gotten really good, but I haven't played them since like PlayStation 2. So old school, like I'm like Castlevania kind of, like that's my early Resident Evil. That's my kind of stuff.
Right.
But so this Outlast game is really cool. I like it. I'm digging it. I'm about halfway through it, I think. And so the premise of it is you can't kill. You're like in this sort of insane asylum, and the story is kind of like The Suffering. That was like one of the last ones I played too. It's on PlayStation 2. It's kind of like that, like they have these experiments gone wrong with these mutated humans and stuff. But the premise is cool because it's not like a game where you fight. You can't fight in this game. All you can do is you can run, hide, or die.
Dude, do you know how hard that would be for me? Do you know how hard it would be? I'd be
Well, it
like,
is.
I'm ready to kick somebody's ass. Oh, wait, no, you can't do that. You got to go and hide.
Right.
I'm like, oh, wait, that's not my nature to do.
Right, but that's the whole premise of it. So it's pretty cool because you know I've never experienced a game like that, but there's a lot of jump scares and there's a lot of like just stuff coming at you and your heart starts beating inside the game and everything. So yeah, it's really cool. So horror games they're really stepping it up. But anyway, that's all I got.
Okay. Hey, I love it. I'm not much of a gamer. Hello, my kiddo is.
Yeah.
She's got all of them out
Yeah.
there. So I
cool.
might throw that one out there and just kind of see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I'm going to play it, but she might get it and be like, hey, Mom, you want to play this with me? And then I might get really into it. That's how shit starts in this family. Mom,
Absolutely.
play this? I'm like, not really, but I'll give it a whirl. And I'm like sucked in,
Mm-hmm.
That happens.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so that's all I have for you. I don't have anything else.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's it for me too. So until next time.
Until next time, stay
Hardcore.
Mike.
Say the hardest core. Yes. Say hardcore. All right. Everybody say hardcore.
Everybody say hardcore. Don't be like me and be like hardcore. Hard. Yep.
All right. Until next time. Later.
Next time. Laters.
Wow. That's hardcore.
Nothing harder.
Hardcore Horror with Mike and Bridget is a part of the Tennessee Horror Podcast Network.